Hey guys, it's been a long time. Um, Hope everyone's doing good. Just been asked a couple of times. I'm asked quite regularly. Oh, how do you stay so motivated? You do so much stuff. How do you, stay on top of everything? How come you're always so motivated? You're so hardworking. Firstly, you guys overrate me too much. Like, believe me, I don't actually work as hard as it seems. I wish I did. And I'm endeavoring to work harder. Not saying I don't work hard at all, but the way people make it sound is almost as if, I don't get no sleep. To me, I think I sleep too much. I don't get the average amount of hours, but I still think it's too much for what I need to do. So I think, the reason why I don't think I work hard is because compared to the goals that I'm trying to achieve and compared to hitting the targets that I'm trying to hit, I'm not reaching the mark. So as hard as it seems like I'm working, to me it's not hard enough. And I think that's one of the key things to your motivation, your goals. Um, People are always saying, I'm always seeing people posting these little videos on Facebook, Tyler Perry's inspirational video on this, someone else's inspirational video on that, and blah blah. And these things are wonderful. They're wonderful. But I realized that everybody and a lot of people said to me, you get that fire, you start moving, and then all of a sudden the motivation dies down. It's like the passion kind of dies down along the way, and we end up starting and not finishing, or we end up kind of losing, momentum, and it's difficult, and like people speak to me and they're wondering how they can look at my tweets every day or every other day and see that I'm talking about, oh, okay, trying to work harder, trying to work harder. How do you keep that kind of spirit all the time? And I think it's um, a renewal of strength and a constant reminder of goals. I realized that the thing that you did to get you started, you literally have to keep doing. The thing that you thought, whatever video it is you watched that really made you, like, whatever it was that spurred you on and made you think, oh yeah, I'm going to keep going for this. You have to sort of get back to that and use it again, over and over again. Like, I treat every week, sometimes even every day, as like I'm starting all over again. I've got my goals, like, after I achieve one goal, I'm like, the next day it's like, I've just started again. Okay, how am I going to learn how to do this? How am I going to do that? I don't dwell too much on past success. I use past success to catapult me into the next task, rather than I've achieved, let me go and rest. Because what happens is, when you don't constantly renew these things, renew your mind, renew your strength, and renew your, like, and remind yourself of your goals, you kind of lose focus, lose momentum. um, and and I think it's the same for like people who like do running and athletics. I'm sure when they're running, halfway down they kind of get tired, but then they remember why they're running, and they remember, oh, I'm almost at the finish line, and they remember, oh yeah, okay, just keep going. They're probably saying the same thing to themselves all the way through the run. They don't kind of forget what they're doing or why they're doing it. And I think that is one of the major things that kind of keeps me going. So, like, whatever it is, if it means you have to stick. I remember I watched an episode of Glee, and this was one of the early seasons, and that girl, I don't remember her name, but she used to have pictures of Grammys and stuff on the wall. And every morning, like, she'd be on the treadmill and stuff, and whatever, looking at, because that was her goal, and she looked at the goal and she always reminded herself of that goal. So it's like, a lot of the times we do this one-off burst of fire, one-off burst of, you know, um, fire. And somebody gave an example on, how to deal with our spiritual lives, like, for those who are Christians, how to do with your spiritual life. And I think it applies to everything. And he said that some people, they like that bolt of lightning. Now, a bolt of lightning, from my understanding of physics and science and all that, can generate electricity. Lightning can generate electricity, and it can generate a lot of electricity when lightning strikes. But then, wouldn't it be better to plug yourself into a constant source, a socket, rather than be waiting for random, you know, bolts of electricity here and there to sort of give you power? Just imagine, you wanted to plug something in, you plugged in your TV, and you didn't have any connection to the actual any source of electricity, and you just waited for lightning to strike before you got your TV to turn on, or before you got to use your electricity. That wouldn't be sensible. And that's what a lot of us are doing with our personal lives, with our spiritual lives, with our career paths. We're waiting for these random, jolts, and it's not like they're wrong, But instead of waiting for them, if that's what you really need, if you need videos and if you need people to speak wise words and people to speak encouraging words to you, for you to move forward, then just get it every day. Get 10 videos and watch 10 videos, one a day, and and keep rotating them, because by the time you're on the 10th day, the first one would be fresh to you again, because you watched it 10 days before. So it's like, if that's what you need to do, get that done. For me personally, it's about me writing down what I need to do and looking at it and waking up every day and reminding myself. I challenge myself in being a man, and from the men in my church, there's a lot of older men in my church who I just really look up to and really admire, and they're so diligent in what they do, in how they handle the church. They're so diligent in the things they do, the way they deal with their wives. It's just like, and I look at them like, yeah, that's how men should be, and then it makes me think when I wake up in the morning. It's almost like, if I don't do what I need to do, I'm not a man. And even though there's nobody else around, even to myself, that's an issue. Like, no, I'm a man. I'll tell myself, no, fam, you're a man. Get up, man. Wake up early. You're a man. And I remind myself that, not saying that women sleep late, but I'm talking about just being, a diligent man, and to being a strong man, and being, all those kind of things. And that really helps me. Also, I allow people around me, people I know, people I see, to sort of inspire and encourage me. I'm constantly looking at other people that I know. I'm constantly looking at, like, for example, I believe my boy Junior, who just recently wrote and released a book, and my boy Richard from YBS. These two are guys who, years ago, I've known them for years. And before any of us started businesses, I used to know them, talk to them, speak to them all the time, casually, and just watching them grow, the Gospel Cypher guys, just watching them grow. People like my brother, people like Triple O, just watching them grow in their endeavors reminds me that, no, you can do it. No, keep moving, keep moving. And because I know my position and what I'm doing, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. It's not an issue of competition or jealousy. It's a thing of, they're making it happen. I need to make sure I'm doing the same as well. I'm looking at them like, okay, what's my excuse? Homeboy is doing this, he's getting this far. What's your excuse? He's achieving his goals. What's your excuse? And I kind of look at my things. I'm like, wow, I haven't done any of these that I'm meant to do. And I kind of feel like less of a man. And that really, really just annoys me. I don't want to feel like less of a man. That really annoys me. So, like, find out how you work. Find out what gets you going on a regular basis, and regularly use it to get you going. Regularly use it to get you started. Don't sit down and wait for something to drop or something to happen. I was watching a video, and I do this kind of stuff a lot. Watching a video on the 11 most common somethings of something, what is it? Of exceptional entrepreneurs, like the 11 things that they do. One of the things that they do was how they work towards goals. So what they do is they would set a goal. They would set smaller targets, because some of us set big goals. Then when we don't reach those bigger goals, we kind of like feel like we feel demotivated. But what they do is they set, like, they've got time to do 5 tasks in a day. So, and I do this now as well. And they'll set 3 mandatory tasks and 3 additional tasks. And they would aim to just do those 3 mandatory tasks. What happens is, once you've done the first one, the completion of the first one would motivate you to do the second one. The completion of the second one would motivate you to do the third one. Once you've done the third one, you realize, wow, I've done all of my day's tasks. It will give you some motivation to do the 3 that are additional. If you try and do 5 in one day and you don't do 2 by like half of the day, you feel demotivated to do the other 3. But when you're doing only 3, and by the middle of the day you've done 2, so only like you only got 1 left, so you just do that 1. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh well, I still got time to do. And even if you only do 4 or 5, the next day, when the next day begins, you feel a lot more encouraged to keep going forward, rather than if you didn't complete 5 and you wake up the next day and you're like, I still got things from yesterday I need to do. So it's like, it's a psychological thing that you need to do with yourself to set goals that are realistic for you, and also to use your goals to motivate you. If you sit down and wait for someone to come and speak something special to you every day, it might not happen. It might not happen. It's better for you to go out and, if you're on Twitter, follow those people who say things that are really going to kind of push you. Follow those people that, that are really just going to continue to push you. Find those constant videos. Subscribe to those YouTube videos that constantly push you. Surround yourselves with people who you know are doing things that, you know, doesn't have to be in your field, doesn't have to be in the career or business that you want to go into, but just people who are sort of making moves forward. I'm not saying abandon those who are not, going as fast as you. Not at all. I don't believe in that. Just surround yourself with the best. I don't believe in that, because if we all surrounded ourselves with just the best, how would anybody become better? If we're all looking for who's the best for me, you would never look behind you and pick up others behind you. But I'm talking about when it comes to motivation and when it comes to encouragement, look for those who you know are doing things to encourage you. And if you're jealous of people, if you're constantly jealous of people's success, you really need to reevaluate your own identity and really look within yourself and work out, okay, who am I? Because when you realize who you are and you know what you're meant to be doing, you kind of don't get jealous of somebody else who's the biggest guy in Japan. Won't phase you if you're meant to be the biggest guy in France, because it's almost like, well, Japan is not my area, so that's fine, you know. So it's like, if you're always getting jealous of people's success, you really need to reevaluate your position and really, really, really find comfort and peace in who you are and what you're meant to be doing. And just keep pushing, man. Just keep pushing. So yeah, that's what I do. I woke up this morning, already got my plan for the day. Woke up a bit later than usual. I was a bit upset, but I thought to myself, no, don't worry. Got downstairs, TV was on. I was doing some housework, and I kind of reminded myself, look at you, you're watching TV while you're doing housework. You're a shag, bro. You're not no man. And that made me switch off my TV, and I thought, no. I've got, and it's like it's almost crazy, but it's almost like I push myself. I step outside of myself and look at myself and like, this is not what you're meant to be doing. This is not, I'm not impressed. And that would make me feel like, you know what, I'm right. You're right, Sayo. I need to do better, and help me to try and do better. So yeah, that's about it. Sayonara.